I want to walk people through the process of what is a compilation book?
Yep.
How did you get started? What was the process like? And kind of what are some of the results of being part of a compilation?
Oh, I am so excited to do that because I had a second where I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm worthy because I didn't write the whole book. You know, like we can have gremlins and we can have all this crap. And then I was like, no, I worked hard. I'm a part of this. And I am a best-selling author now because we went to #1 on Amazon in 5 categories. So the book is called Teacher Expertise. And this compilation book, so compilation books are when a bunch of people get together and write a chapter or write a couple of chapters, either together or separately. So our particular book, there's 20 of us, and we were part of a mastermind. So there was a group put together by this person who pulled us all together. We paid for her mastermind, and part of that was that we were going to write a book to help people do. She's famous for helping people create online programs, and so it was a really interesting experience doing it. It was the first. It's not the first time that I've been published. Like I've been published a couple of poems and stuff. You know, like and published is loose for me, but you know, like in high school, wrote some poetry and they put it in the newsletter. So I consider myself published. You know, like I want people to know that it's not some highfalutin thing that you have to be an author, you know, in that persona. You can write some stuff with some other folks and call yourself an author too, because you are. So if you take nothing else away, I want people to understand that and appreciate that. So this compilation, what we did was we were given the framework of a couple of different questions, and we all had various success with our businesses, started from different places, and we were talking about online programs. That is the center of it. So it's called Teacher Expertise: How to Grow a Business and Become a Success by Creating an Online Program or Class. And one other thing that I thought was really, really special is 20 of us wrote this book, and the theme was the online programs, but our stories are so different. And we did not learn about each other's stories until the book came out.
Ah, okay.
So we had been spending either a year, at least a year with each other. And some of us had been together for 2 years and learned things about each other by reading the book. So that was really, really special, you know. So that's one of the juicy, yummy things about being in a compilation, that there's other people and that you can learn from them also. It's also a little less work. You know, it was really structured and we had to get deadlines and get stuff done. But I would imagine writing the whole book, which is my next goal, is a bigger, I know it has to be a bigger, much bigger task to do. But compilation books are the way to go, you know, to get your thoughts out there. I think another thing that I will share is that I felt a little hesitant about, I felt like I would have to conform because someone else was putting this book together. And so obviously she wanted us to say, like, my life was this before I met this person and became, you know, went to this mastermind. And I feel like there's so many things that have contributed to my success that I didn't feel comfortable saying that. And so part of what I do is check in with my body and see if it's fun, if it's juicy, if it's pleasurable, and if it's not, I don't want to do it. And I just went for it. And so my chapter is about staying true to yourself, you know, and being who you are. And I put in things like, you know, that I have spent a whole bunch of money on a whole bunch of people who I didn't resonate with, that I spent time and energy in programs where people told me to do things that didn't feel comfortable. And I spent a lot of time and energy trying to make myself fit into that or bucking the system. And so that's what my chapter is about. It is.
Fitting can be exhausting.
Yes.
It is exhausting. And I love that you share that. And first of all, going over the whole compilation process is amazing, because most of the clients I work with, they write their own books, whether they self-publish or traditionally publish. And I think you gave a great example that it gave you a structure. It's almost like a gateway opportunity. It's like it's an on-ramp to writing your own book.
Yes.
And it's a co-creation, it's a part of a community. So it's definitely part of the process. And I definitely recommend that everyone write their own book.
Yes.
And take a great example. So I think it's fantastic. What we're gonna say?
I was going to say that, yes, like what I want to stress is that had I not done this compilation, I might not have been comfortable or understood what it takes to write your own book. Like, I think it is a great stepping stone, you know, to be in a compilation and one that people might not think about.
I'm glad that you brought that up as well, because we talk about psychology. There's something around experiential. There's something around doing the doing, because once you've done it, it gives you, I always say, when we do acts of esteem, we improve our self-esteem. So the actual process of completing something, even if it's a chapter, it like straightens our back and straightens our tie. We can do, I can do this. I can do this. And so one thing, I have a program called Bestseller in a Weekend. And when by the end of the weekend, people have a 100-page draft book manuscript. And that process of actually having something physical that you start on Friday, and then you're holding something physical on Sunday, 100 pages, 20,000 words. It's like, I can do this. And I've had so many people who've not written just one book, but I've had people who are starting on their third and even fourth books through this process, because once you do it, you know you can do it. And then it's what life is about, is that we have to experience things to be able to move forward in confidence that we can do it. So it's really, really.
I absolutely agree.